Welcome back. We are doing the art challenge number 6. We are doing a Halloween themed art video finally. It's gonna be Haunted Graveyard.
Yeah, and so also a challenge added because it's also going to be in grayscale. So Alyssa loves colors, so we wanted to give a little bit of a challenge and just try to limit that selection process.
So black and white,
and
all
then
the gray,
everything in between.
all the gray.
So Erica's on the left and Alyssa's on the right, and so we're basically just blocking out our beginning process. So Alyssa drew out her outline in white, and then I had a pencil that I drew everything out kind of, and so now we're just going in and I'm drawing my little trees for my background.
Yeah, you drew a whole background theme and I literally only thought about headstones.
Yeah, so we went completely two different routes with this on this one for sure. And so I had this whole vision in my head of like a whole like background of like these haunted woods and then the graveyard, and then Alyssa was just drawing.
I wanted to do like a whole scene with the headstones, like you would see in a picture. It was like a close-up down look. I don't know. Seemed like a good idea. And then I immediately am using a sponge because sponge always goes by so much quicker, and I just like the sponge.
Normally I use a sponge. We like switched up our
Yeah.
tools a little bit. I mean, I normally use a detail brush too, but we definitely switched up because you had the sponge for
The whole time.
pretty much the whole time.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to like have a speckly, like an actual headstone when they use like cement or whatever they use, like the materials and stuff. I wanted to have it. I didn't add any like extra white or anything to make it like definitely make that effect, but that was my intention by using the sponge too. I am going to outline them too.
I know, I think I'm like making fun of you right now, like Alyssa, that those are like also, there's no line, or it's just kind of like this blob on the paper.
I did tell you, I was like, oh, abstract, and then I was like, I need to put an outline.
Yeah, because mine was definitely not going to be abstract.
And I don't like even or odd numbers. I love even numbers, and I don't know why. I only end up painting 5.
Yeah.
I normally would paint 6, but guess it didn't bother me that much today.
I'm mixing my colors right now. I'm going in with my favorite brush, the fan brush, but it's seen better days, so it looks a little funky.
Yeah, I said it looked like a pine cone. It was because it was super round at the top. So she goes back and kind of fixes it. Well, not kind of, she did fix it.
Yeah, there I am trying to make it look more like a tree. It did turn out to look more like a tree after I went back in.
There's me outlining.
Yeah, see, this is where I was like, why did you do that? Because even the outside of the lines are just like these smudges in the background now. It's funny.
Yeah, it all goes away eventually. Outlining every single one.
And you have a different color too now.
Yeah, that was an accident. I thought I got it right, and then I had to repaint it.
Yeah. And so now I'm going back in and I'm starting to do my grass for my graveyard. So
The most obnoxious you've been painting.
oh yeah, because normally when I do this part, it's like the ending of my painting.
She is just smashing that paintbrush.
You never get to you never see it because you're always pretty much done by this point.
Yeah, but I'm trying to paint these like crisp lines, and I'm like waiting for her to be done, and there's no way she's gonna be done anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna write names too on the headstones, and I am like scared the whole time.
This process didn't take me that long. It just, you've never been in there for it, so you didn't realize how aggressive it was on the paper and the whole table.
Obnoxious. And then
It's a
I
good
literally
texture.
go, Erica, what's a good name for a headstone? And off the tip of her tongue,
Johnny Jones.
Johnny Jones.
I don't know, it's just in
I
my
think
head.
you came up with almost all of these.
Yeah, the names that
And
go on
then
there.
we've got Sarah Smith on this one.
I'm like trying to add all these like different textures in different like zones of the graveyard, and then I start adding in all my little headstones. And I go in on the headstones.
Yeah, you do. And then we've got Michael Mitty. Don't know where Mitty came from.
I have no idea.
I dropped my paintbrush at one point. We've got Lee Hill,
Yeah.
like the brand, apparently. That's all I could see.
I still don't know what you're talking about. I know what you say they are. I've just never heard of that before. I think you have to show me it too.
Yeah, I was distracted because you didn't know what I was talking. I just...
You swore it looked like the logo, the Lee, and I'm like, it's just the same name.
Yeah, it was. It's so simple, that's why. Where did I know I dropped my paintbrush. What's the last name? Anna Marks.
Anna Marks, yeah. And now, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to paint grass. It's not working. Let me tell you. I tried a couple different brushes and techniques and decided to say screw it, and I got my sponge back out and I painted the background.
I think it would have worked out better if you would have used a lighter color and it would have done what you were planning on doing, but it just wasn't.
No, nope. I'm just gonna paint it all one color, and I want it darker than the headstones. I don't know why, it just has to be darker.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sit there for well over the amount of time it should take to blend a gray color.
Yeah.
But I put too much white, and then I keep having to add more black into it to make it the color I want.
And that whole time while she's doing that, I have added headstones in that are larger to show distance. And then I start drawing my dead tree in the foreground that's in my graveyard, and then it kind of shows that the dead tree is from the graveyard. And then the tree in the background, or the trees in the background are all the live things. So kind of just,
Yeah.
a whole scene going on.
And then you're giving me crap the whole time about painting my background first.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know why I didn't paint it first. I just went straight
I don't know.
in.
I didn't either. Look at me.
I know.
I'm blocking out
And
my color
then
right now.
She was giving me crap the whole time. Like, why didn't you paint your background? I go, oh, who didn't paint their background now?
I normally do too. It's the funniest thing. I usually, I mean, not in a lot of these paintings I haven't, but
Yeah.
I normally do. If I'm going to do a background, I paint it first, and I miss the sky. I had everything else,
You
but
just went straight for
I
the
wanted
trees.
I went
It still
straight
looks
for the
cool.
trees.
They look like
They're like glowing in the night or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
It works.
But I kind of end up going in with some more dark color and kind of mushing them all together a little bit.
This one. I think that looks good.
And here
There's
comes that
my
color.
dark.
With that sponge
dark
that you
gray.
would not give up. If you did the sponge first, it would have been fine.
Yeah,
But
but then I would have had to wait for it to dry.
You go all over the place with this color.
Yeah, but it looks pretty cool. I'm just outlining as close as I can to them.
I'm just detailing my dead tree.
Mhm. Going around. It looks like a card you would give somebody that you find at like the general store or something.
Yeah, it kind of does.
And then I painted Erica's tree, and she got upset with me because she just finished painting it.
You not only did it once, but I think you did it
Three times.
Yeah, a few
I
times.
think 3 times. I was almost done. And then I added some white to kind of give it more texture in the background so it wasn't just dark gray.
Mhm. But
And then I was like, I'm dead!
I know. And then I seen you, because you added your name, so I wanted to detail my headstones a little bit, so I
Yeah.
added some
And then
detailing.
I'm like, why didn't you write on the bigger ones? Because you could write on them. So she's fixing
I'm adding some,
that.
a little extra detail with some RIP and X's and, some dots. But
I don't know
look
why.
how different it was.
So
but
cool.
that's-
They're like completely different.
There they are. So we try to do these every Wednesday or so, so stay tuned for more and like and subscribe
Yeah,
if
thank you for
want.
watching.
Thank you. Alright, bye.
Bye.